It's scary how easy it is to waste hours, but impossible to study for minutes. That doesn't make sense. And deep down you know it. Something's off. That contrast isn't normal. It's engineered. But here's the twist. You can flip that. So let me show you how to turn studying into something you actually crave, like social media. Here we are. I used to think I had a focus problem. Turns out I had a design problem. 3 hours of scrolling? Easy. An entire afternoon gone to videos you didn't plan to watch? Happens constantly. But crack open a textbook and suddenly you're thirsty, hungry, desperately need to check something, and absolutely must do literally anything else first. That looks like a discipline problem. It's not. The apps on your phone were built by entire teams of engineers whose only job was keeping you on the screen longer. They study your behavior, test what keeps you hooked, and iterate until the product is basically impossible to put down. They're running psychology plays on you around the clock, and most people never even notice. Studying doesn't have any of that machinery behind it. It's just you, a desk, and a brain wired for immediate survival, not for sitting still and absorbing dense material. But here's where it gets interesting. The same psychological mechanics those apps exploit are available to you. You can point them at your work instead. You can make studying feel like something your brain gravitates toward rather than something it constantly runs from. That's what this video breaks down. In a second, I'll walk you through every step that makes studying feel like something you actually want to do. But the one most people skip, and the one that kills every good intention before it starts, is this first one. Step 1, make starting feel like nothing. The hardest part of studying isn't studying, it's sitting down. My friend, that gap between where you are right now and an open book in front of you is where most sessions die before they start. My friends, let me tell you, the moment you commit to 3 hours out loud, your brain runs a quick cost-benefit analysis and files the whole plan under terrible idea, revisit tomorrow. The resistance isn't about the work, it's about the size of the promise you just made to yourself. So stop making big promises. New rule, the only thing that's not allowed is 0. Don't commit to 3 hours. Commit to something embarrassingly small. Open the book, pull up the file, read 1 paragraph. When the task is that tiny, anxiety has nothing to grab onto. It's too small to fight, too silly to justify avoiding. And once you're in, 1 paragraph becomes a page becomes a chapter. The session builds itself. You've seen a toddler scream about getting in the bath, then refuse to get out 20 minutes later. The resistance was never about the bath, it was about the start. Once they're in, they're fine. You're the same way. The session you actually start, even a messy, unfocused, half-committed one, beats the perfect 3-hour block you've been planning and skipping all week, every single time. Stop negotiating with the size of the task, just open the book. That's the whole strategy. I'd love to know where you're at with this. Have you ever had a moment where you just couldn't get yourself to start, no matter what, and then something small finally broke the resistance? Drop it in the comments. What worked for you might be the exact thing someone else here has been looking for. Step 2, short rounds, clear finish lines. Here's what they engineered and never told you. Scroll, react, reset. Each piece closes quickly and a new one opens. That's exactly why it's so hard to put down. So build your study sessions the same way. Ditch the vague, open-ended blocks and break your work into defined rounds. 5 flashcards, 1 page, 3 problems, 10 minutes on 1 concept. Each round needs a clear start, a target, and a visible finish line. My friends, let me tell you the difference that changes everything. Work on the chapter is infinite. Finish the section on pricing models is completable. Completable things get started. Infinite things get postponed until the night before, and you already know how that goes. Every finished round gives you a small, clean win. Done, closed, handled. That's how studying stops feeling like one massive wall and starts feeling like a series of moves you're actually making. And small wins are weirdly addictive once you start stacking them. You don't need a 4-hour block, you need 10 good rounds. Stop studying in marathons, start studying in sprints. The output is the same, but one of them actually gets finished. Step 3, give yourself fast, real feedback. My friend, what if the game you were playing had no score, no sound effects, and no way to know if you were winning? You press buttons and nothing reacts. You'd quit in 5 minutes. Not because the game is hard, but because there's no signal that anything is happening. That's exactly what standard studying feels like. Read for 20 minutes, walk away with mild confusion and a lower battery, no clear evidence that anything landed, no feedback, just time spent and nothing to show for it. Here's the fix, and it's simpler than you think. After each section, close the book and explain what you just covered out loud, like you're walking a friend through it. Whatever you can't explain clearly, that's what you don't actually know yet. That gap is your feedback, fast and brutally honest. Mini quizzes, flashcards, a quick summary written without your notes open. The format doesn't matter. The principle does. Force your brain to retrieve the information and show you exactly what stuck and what didn't. I remembered that. I missed that. Got 4 out of 5. That's real feedback. Your brain can feel the difference between passive reading and actual retention. And once studying starts producing visible results in real time, something shifts. Continuing stops being about motivation and starts being about momentum. You're not pushing buttons into a void anymore. You're playing a game with a score, and your brain suddenly cares about winning. Test yourself early, test yourself often. That's where real learning happens. Step 4, protect the streak. Let me tell you what nobody puts in the productivity content. Discipline has a breaking point. Your fear of losing what you've built, that one holds. My friend, losing something you've built hurts more than gaining the equivalent feels good. That's how your brain is wired. Lose $100, it stings hard. Win $100, it's nice, not the same weight. And losing a streak you've been protecting, that asymmetry hits even harder. Study 3 days straight, then 7, then 2 weeks. The number climbs. The higher it gets, the more it costs psychologically to let it reset to 0. At some point, the shift happens. You stop studying to learn and start studying to protect what you've built. That's not a trick. That's your own brain's wiring finally working for you. Mark every finished round. A checkbox, tally, a red X on a wall calendar, doesn't matter what system. Once those marks stack up, they stop being individual wins and become a streak you don't want to be the one who breaks. On a rough day, the internal conversation sounds like, I'm done, I'll get it tomorrow. Then quietly, but then tomorrow, I'm staring at a broken streak. So you do 10 minutes, keep it alive, small still counts. 5 minutes instead of 30, 3 flashcards instead of 20. On bad days, the goal isn't output. It's not letting one rough day convince you that skipping is normal. 1 skipped day becomes 2. 2 becomes a week. Keep the smallest version that still qualifies. If you've ever found value in these videos and want to support the channel, I just launched memberships here. Members get perks like priority replies and can even suggest topics for upcoming content. It's a small way to make a big impact. Just hit join if you're interested. Step 5, engineer your environment. My friend, willpower is not the plan. It never was. Your brain doesn't choose what's best. It chooses what's easiest. If the phone is closer than the notebook, the phone wins. Not because you're weak, because the reward is faster and the friction is lower. That's just math, and you can't out-discipline math. So instead of fighting it, work with it. Do 2 things at the same time. Make distraction harder to reach and studying easier to start. Phone in another room before you sit down. App blockers, if that's what it takes. Making the path to the scroll requires actual physical effort. Then flip it for studying. Materials already out, notes open, timer set, 0 setup friction. You sit down, and the environment pulls you into the work, instead of fighting you every step of the way. Most people try to study in the same spot they scroll from, phone face up on the desk, notifications on, and then they wonder why focus feels impossible. The environment was never designed for work. That's the whole problem. Change the setup, and the behavior follows, almost automatically. Not because you suddenly found discipline, but because you removed the choice. When the easy option is gone, you stop negotiating with yourself. And this isn't about making your life miserable or cutting out everything you enjoy. It's about removing the automatic reflex. When distraction costs effort, you get a split second to make a real decision. That gap right there is where your actual judgment gets to show up. You're not fighting yourself anymore. You're just designing a smarter game. Build the environment first. Everything else gets easier after that. Step 6, build a pre-study ritual. My friend, here's what nobody tells you about how your brain actually works. Your brain runs on patterns. Do the same short sequence before studying consistently, and your brain starts treating that sequence as a signal to shift gears. The cue becomes the trigger becomes automatic, and eventually you're in work mode before you've even made a conscious decision to start. Nothing complicated. Same desk, same background noise or playlist, same drink, same opening move. Sit down, set the timer, open your notes, start the first small round. That's the whole thing. What this cuts out is the decision fatigue that kills momentum before you've even begun. No internal negotiation. No, should I start now? Am I in the right headspace? Would tomorrow actually be better? The ritual answers all of that before the question even forms. Think about any job you've gotten comfortable with. You walk in, run your setup, and you're working before you've consciously chosen to. Nobody's fighting themselves every morning about whether to show up. The routine made the choice. The habit removed the battle. build that same thing for studying. Because right now, every session starts from scratch. New decision, new resistance, new negotiation with yourself about whether today is the right day. That's exhausting, and it costs you before you've done a single minute of actual work. A consistent pre-study ritual fixes that. Not because it's magic, because repetition builds automaticity, and automaticity removes friction. Stop relying on motivation to get you to the desk. Build a routine that takes you there instead. Step 7, study with a fake deadline. I used to block out entire Sundays to study. My brain treated that like an invitation to waste an entire Sunday. That's not laziness, that's how urgency works. Without a real consequence on the line, your brain quietly files the task under later and moves on. The problem is that later never has a fixed address. So manufacture the pressure. Set a timer and treat it like a real deadline. Tell a friend you're sending them your notes by 8 p.m. Book a study room that kicks you out after 2 hours. The external constraint doesn't need to be high stakes. It just needs to be real enough that blowing past it costs you something, even if that something is just feeling like you dropped the ball. Exams produce focus because the date is fixed and non-negotiable. You can't talk your way out of it. That pressure isn't a bad thing. It's a cognitive trigger your brain responds to automatically. You don't need to wait for an exam to access that state. Build the deadline yourself. Fake urgency produces real focus every time. The last thing I'm about to show you is what makes every step before it actually lasts. And it works because it borrows the one thing that makes social media impossible to put down in the first place. Let me tell you that pull you feel at 1 a.m. wasn't designed to satisfy you. It was designed to never satisfy you. That's variable rewards, the mechanic behind every addictive app ever built. Unpredictable outcomes. Maybe this scroll leads to something good. Maybe it doesn't. The uncertainty is what makes it impossible to stop. Here's the thing, my friend. You can run that same mechanic on yourself. After each study round, make the reward unpredictable. Write different rewards on slips of paper and draw one blind, a short video, a snack, a walk around the block, 5 minutes of doing absolutely nothing. Or roll a die. Land on 6 and you get the reward. Anything else, you go again after the next block. The uncertainty is the whole point. Your brain starts chasing the maybe. That same wiring that kept you scrolling for an extra hour now stacks finished study blocks instead. Same mechanism, completely different destination. And I know what you're thinking. That sounds almost too simple, too gimmicky. Too much like something that wouldn't actually work on you. That's fine. Think about that. But try it once, because the moment you notice yourself looking forward to a study block, actually feeling a little anticipation before you start, you'll know something real just shifted. That's not a trick anymore. That's your brain working for you instead of against you. The apps figured out your psychology a long time ago. It's time you used it first. Same wiring, smarter direction. That's the whole game. Here's what nobody talks about. Most people who fail at studying didn't fail at the beginning. They failed after a win. They had a good session, maybe 2. Things clicked, the streak started, and then life happened. A bad day, a missed round, one night where none of it came together, and instead of treating it like a speed bump, their brain treated it like proof. Proof that the good days were the fluke. Proof that this was never going to stick. That one gap becomes the story they tell themselves. My friend, that's not a motivation problem. That's an identity problem. They were doing the system, but they never became the person. Deep down, studying still felt like something they were forcing themselves to do, not something they actually do. And that's the real wall. Not the start, not even the consistency. It's the first time it breaks, and what you decide that means. The reframe is simple. A broken streak isn't failure. It's just data. One missed day doesn't erase 7 good ones. The people who stay in it long enough for it to change their lives aren't the ones who never slip. They're the ones who refused to let a slip become a stop. The system you've built across these steps isn't fragile, but you have to protect it from the one thing that actually kills it, the story you tell yourself the moment it gets hard. Don't quit after a good start. That's exactly when it's about to compound. You just went through 7 steps. And if any of them felt weirdly intuitive, there's a reason for that. Every single one of them is targeting the same system, the one your brain uses to decide what's worth doing again. Here's how it actually works. Dopamine isn't about pleasure, it's about prediction. Every time you finish a round, check a box, get a quiz result back, or feel the streak climb, your brain logs that as a signal. Something happened, something closed, something counted, and it starts building an expectation around it. That's why small wins matter more than they should. It's not about the win itself. It's about training your brain to associate studying with a loop that closes instead of one that never ends. The ritual in step 6 works because repetition builds a dopamine cue. The fake deadline in step 7 works because urgency sharpens the signal. The streak in step 4 works because loss aversion hijacks the same system in reverse. Your brain fights to protect what it's already invested in. None of this is motivation. Motivation is unreliable. This is wiring. My friend, you're not trying to study more. You're building a system your brain learns to expect, anticipate, and eventually chase, the same way it chases everything else that's ever hooked you. The steps aren't random, they're all pulling the same lever. Now you know which one. Here's something nobody wants to say out loud. The version of you that studies consistently, builds skills, and actually follows through, that person isn't more talented or more disciplined. They just stopped waiting to feel ready and started anyway. Readiness is a feeling, results are a decision. Every day you spend waiting for the right mood, the right setup, the right moment, someone else is quietly putting in reps. Not because they love it, because they decided that where their attention goes, their life follows. Your attention is the most valuable thing you own. Right now, it's being spent. The only question worth asking is whether you're the one deciding where it goes. If you found this video helpful, this next video right here will take you even further. Your choice, your life, start now.